What's poppin', gang? We're back again. The Bag Brigade podcast, formerly known as the Tiz Talk podcast for all the old school ones out there. But yeah, we're doing the second episode. My boy Connor. If y'all watched the previous episode, I'll put a link. It'll be on the screen somewhere around here, and it'll be in the description and all that from the first episode. But the book actually is now available on Amazon. Right, me, myself, and 7. So I guess it's been a while since we first talked about this. Was it October? I think it was October.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was like 9 months ago. So I guess the first question: has anything changed in how you think about the book or that period of your life?
I mean, since it's been out, I'm definitely more okay with everything that happened. Last time we didn't talk about everything that was going to be in this book. But one thing that happened, I did go to jail for a while. I went insane from that concussion. I believe I mentioned that before. But yeah, I actually wrote this book while incarcerated, and the whole process was just kind of my recovery from the concussion and the drugs and everything else that was going on.
Just a quick, I guess, recap. Concussion. You briefly just what happened? How did you get the concussion?
So it happened playing football in college. I played at Sam Houston State University up in Huntsville, Texas. I just hit somebody and everything went white. And next thing you know, I'm basically waking up in jail.
After the concussion?
Pretty much. I lost about 3.5 years of my memory.
But you didn't go to jail. Sorry, for clarity, you didn't wake up in jail from after waking up from the.
No. I'm saying like, I was insane the whole time in between, and during that insanity, I don't really remember what happened.
Right. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. Yeah. So basically, you got a concussion, a bad one. And you for years. This was like what, right before COVID, right?
I was 19, so this was 2018.
Okay. I'll keep turning into a ghost. Okay. Well, so then, like, basically 3 years or so of your life, you just don't really remember.
I remember very little.
Okay.
The stuff I know is basically what was told to me.
Okay. Okay. So, for anyone who missed the first episode, one sentence, right? Like, what is the book about? And I guess we can kind of go deeper on, like, what 7 it actually is.
So it's mostly a philosophy book. I get into religious philosophy as well. However, I do talk about my personal experiences and what I went through, or since a child, dealing with voices, basically. And there's one voice that always stood out, and that was 7. So this book is a dialogue between me, myself, and 7.
Did you give 7 the name, or was that
he gave himself? I know it may sound strange or whatever, but nothing about even my case, is the similar or same to anybody else.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm sure people can relate to parts of it, but out of the whole, it's really hard for me to say, oh yeah, this is just like so-and-so, or, whoever.
I guarantee you I can relate to some of it to an extent.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Yeah. Is like that everybody can relate to a part of it. It's just understanding the whole thing. You really have to have an open mind, and you have to be looking for clarity, like I was, because this book really brought me back to reality. I was diagnosed severely schizophrenic right after my concussion, and since I've recovered my attachment to reality, they have changed my diagnoses a few times. Right now, I'm bipolar with psychotic tendencies. They use that to explain everything that happened. Trying to say basically that I was sick the whole time and still am. I don't really agree with that part.
You feel like you're still like you are bipolar?
I mean, maybe a little bit, but I wouldn't say that it's as bad as they say it is.
The only reason I ask that is like I see you all, like, we talk all the time, and I don't personally see the bipolarism.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not what it used to be. I really think that it was just from the concussion, drugs, and stress that kind of drove me down that path. But certain doctors are trying to say that it's been like this who knows how long. But they definitely don't think that it's going to go away, which I think is not the case. Like, I definitely think it will. If it hasn't already. Maybe not the voices part, but I'm saying like the delusional aspect of it.
Yeah, I get it.
Because this voice, I know it sounds weird, has always helped me. 7 has been in my life as early as my earliest memories. And it's almost as if this voice is like...
Before the concussion?
Way before. I'm talking about when I was a kid. And, like, I'll explain later, but this voice has always been a helpful one, not a negative one. It's never led me astray, never lied to me, as far as I'm aware. Like, even the stuff I don't know, I can still look up, research it, and it happens to be true.
Okay.
And when it's like that 100% of the time, it's kind of hard not to listen to it.
So, I guess my next question. I guess maybe you've already kind of answered it, but like, what kind of book is this, right? How would you classify it for someone who's ever heard of it?
I would definitely go with philosophy and autobiography. That's the type of book it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't you? Well, you already kind of done that. What was? So we're gonna kind of not skip around, but you kind of gave us the rundown on how this came to be, and then, but I guess the next question is like, what was jail like on top of everything else you were dealing with? Like, where did it fall in the timeline? Before, during, or I guess after the break?
Well, it was definitely right in the middle of my insanity. It was about 2 years in when I got arrested. So I decided, as you do when you're insane, to take a bunch of drugs. And I ended up taking LSD. I took some cocaine, some fucking weed, and I go for a walk. And on that walk, I passed these 2 people by. Never seen them before, never knew who they were. Nothing happened. And I just keep walking, and all of a sudden, I thought I got bit by a spider, and the only cure for the poison was blood. And so I was convinced that I needed to get blood, or else I would burn to death.
It's like vampire shit.
For real.
I'm not laughing at you.
I know.
Laughing at the situation.
Anyway, so I turn around and I run after these 2 people. It was a man and a woman. I bit the woman on her neck, and I broke her arm, and I bit her arm. She got 12 stitches in each bite. And yes, I did kind of like eat her.
You didn't like digest it, right?
Yeah.
Oh man. Wow. That is wild.
Yeah.
I'm a ghost. Sometimes people just deal with it. For some reason, Connor cannot be a ghost, but I can, I guess. I don't get that.
Yeah,
it's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, and then the man, he was trying to pull me off of her, and then he went to go get help. And I reached back behind me without looking, and I grabbed him and I threw him into a curb head first. Started biting him. I don't know if he got stitches or not. But he was pretty badly bruised. I probably broke something of his. I don't really remember all that much of the court documents from way long ago.
I mean, you don't even recall the incident.
I remember the beginning of it, and I remember the very ending of it.
Okay.
Like getting arrested.
Because I guess with the combination of the concussion with the fucking LSD, which is a fucking wild ass fucking hallucinogen.
I do not recommend acid.
No, I don't either. And I take a lot of mushrooms, okay, or whatever, but acid or LSD is on another level. I've taken it, and I don't recommend it. It lasts for a very long time. It's the kind of shit that you literally will be just sitting there and smoking a cigarette with Mickey Mouse kind of shit. You know what I mean? Anyway,
sounds fun.
It does.
You're like
till the 12th hour passes, and you're still fucking not fully there.
Or when you're in a padded room, butt ass naked with nothing but a suicide blanket.
Well, that too. I can only imagine. To be honest with you.
I mean, fuck, bro.
Yeah,
but so yeah, jail. I'll just give a brief little recap of it. It was September 3rd, 2020 when I got arrested.
September 3rd, 2020. So right in the middle of COVID.
So right in the middle of COVID, yeah. And I didn't get out until March 14th, 2025.
What?
Yeah.
Of jail?
Yeah. No, of incarceration. Because I also went to 2 mental hospitals in that time too, and a program.
So for almost 5 years.
I was locked up 4 years, 6 months, and 11 days.
Locked up in a different sense.
Different places, yes.
Yeah, like not like just.
I was in jail for just under 2 years and 6 months.
Harris County?
Harris County Jail.
Lovely place, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
Fucking lovely place. Okay.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. For different reasons.
But, yeah, I mean, honestly, if it weren't for jail, I don't think I would have gotten better.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes that.
You know, I think I'm one of the very few actual rehabilitation stories. But it's only because I really wanted to get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I knew something was wrong, and I knew I needed to fix it. And I also knew nothing else was going to help me until I started putting in work for it.
I mean, the fact that you were able to come to that realization and your mental status is kind of crazy, is actually interesting, because it didn't seem like you were all there, but you were able to mentally justify that in your head at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it was at probably a year into jail, or a year and a half into jail, is when I started to actually recover. And it's because...
Like in your memory started to come back a little bit?
Well, I started to realize which voice was mine. And it was because of 7. It was because of 7. Because I didn't know which voice was mine in my head.
Okay.
You know, and then 7, he came and told me, he was like, just like you know when you're talking, you know when you're thinking. And I realized that there's a will to thinking just like there's a will to talking. In your head, you can't see who's saying what, you know, but you can hear all these different voices, and a lot of people think that they are all theirs because they don't think that they hear voices. They think it's just in their imagination, and it's not.
Was it more like, I know like you would be awake consciously and these voices would happen, but what about like, I guess when you were sleeping, like dreaming?
My dreams have always been kind of the same. They've never really changed.
So like is 7 present in them?
Not I mean, yes, but he's still not like in front of me.
Do you have a visual image of what 7 looks like?
Just a silhouette.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was actually curious. I don't think I've ever asked that question.
You haven't?
To this day, do you have a image of what he?
Still a silhouette. Just the general shape.
It's almost like a ghost.
Yeah.
Kind of like
my guardian angel or whatever you want to say.
Yeah. No, I get it. I was just curious. Okay. All right. Well, looking back at all of this, right? Which of these periods of time were the hardest to put on paper, meaning in the book?
Definitely the moments before jail.
Again,
like
on Amazon.
On Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
And again, I'll link. It's going to be description, all that stuff. So I haven't actually read it yet, but I'm going to. I just think it's interesting because when I first met Connor at a place that we both worked together, like, I had no idea about this until we kind of ran that first podcast. Yeah. And I think I learned a lot about you, and I think you learned a lot about me. But either way, okay, all right. Who were you before the concussion? On the field or off?
Off the field. Before my concussion, I was always early to things, which I am now.
Yes, you are. Very early to work.
I'm always the very first one.
Even before the people who should be there.
Yeah.
You get there before them.
I'll be there before a manager. I don't care. But even with football, I was always the first one there. With school, I was not always the first one there. But I was always early,
I was the complete opposite. I was always late. I'm still.
Also, I was very smart, I double majored in math and computer science while I was playing football in college. So I was going for 2 degrees at the same time, with no minor.
Did you finish?
No, I had to drop out my sophomore year. The semester after the concussion, I stopped going to all my classes.
I mean, that makes sense. I get that.
Yeah. But yeah, I was also very naive growing up. I never really knew when people liked me. Never really knew when, I didn't really pick up well on social cues. But when it came to football, it's like that was my thing. I knew everything about the game inside and out, and I was good. Really, in high school, I was one of the best players in the Houston area.
Do you still play?
No,
at all. Not play for a team, but do you still?
I don't even watch football.
No.
No, I'll only watch if I know somebody that's playing.
I know your brother is.
Yeah, I got 2 little brothers that play in college. I'll watch them play, but I was talking about professional too.
And what's your brother's name who joined the Bag Brigade?
Yeah. I'd rather not say his name.
Anyways, his brother did join the Bag Brigade. I don't know say it. And he's been learning.
Yeah.
He's been asking some awesome questions, anyways, shout out Bag Brigade and all my homies. But yeah, okay. Well, I was just curious.
Yeah, I just want to keep privacy.
Yeah, we'll make sure to keep everything anonymous here.
Yeah.
So I guess, was there anything in you already that made you vulnerable to this kind of shit, or did it kind of just come out of nowhere? You might have already kind of answered that to an extent, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I've always heard voices, but again, they weren't negative in any way, shape, or form until they were.
Okay. And the drugs, right? Your relationship with drugs, right?
I would smoke weed.
Recreational, coping.
I would smoke weed and I would drink. And then after the concussion,
or coping mechanisms, or did it flip into a coping mechanism?
A little bit of both. Weed helped me with my depression.
Kind of like shrooms cured mine, or sort of.
Yeah, and then after the concussion, I got into all sorts of different pills, cocaine. I don't know what I've done. K2, fucking K2 is not fun. Don't hurt kids.
Yeah, there's a lot of things out there. That's like a synthetic drug, right?
Yeah, synthetic weed.
Oh, the spice or whatever the hell.
It's nothing like weed, bro.
Yeah, it's basically just like
it's very similar to LSD.
Yeah, it's like potpourri sprayed with like fucking chemicals.
Yeah.
I remember those days when I was on probation or whatever. And I couldn't I would smoke that shit. Now I never had a bad experience.
Oh, I had a couple, but it was mostly in jail.
Okay, I never had a bad experience
because that's the thing. It's so easy to get in jail.
Yeah,
because all they got to do is spray it on a letter.
Yeah. Oh, you mean it's so easy to get that shit in jail? Yes. Yeah. Because it's a chemical. They spray it on shit, but they would spray it on basically potpourri and make it look like weed. Anyways, I just remember.
I've heard of people spraying Reggie with it.
Well, I just remember when it first kind of was a thing, and then and I would smoke it because it was the only thing I could without failing a drug test. But then the bath salts showed up.
Yeah.
And that was when people started eating people and shit that. And I never did that, but yeah, dude, it was a different. It was a synthetic version of cocaine, but it was I don't know.
Now there's Fent and fucking crocodile and all.
There's all sorts of shit, dude. They're coming up with.
It is not cool out there, bro.
No, I remember, and I don't care. Y'all know me. I'm honest as fuck. I don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks about my past. I've taken so many drugs and done so many things and made so many mistakes. But I remember back in high school, you didn't have to worry about. You could get Xanax off the street $2 for $5, right? You didn't have to worry about it being cut with fentanyl or anything. Cocaine. I mean, fucking. Even when I had my period of time where I was doing fucking Oxycontin and all this shit, back then, you didn't have to worry about that kind of shit because it wasn't really a thing. Now, it's gotten so bad that it's terrifying to get anything off the street. Even weed sometimes. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, it's fucked up. It's crazy. Don't go out there and buy shit off the street, people. I mean, weed might be one thing, but you're snorting shit, popping pills, and you're getting all this shit off the street. You have no fucking idea what's in it. And most likely it is cut with something that can very, very easily.
You gotta make more money.
Well, they do.
Yeah. You're spending more. Now, for the hit itself, I remember the hit. I was playing center. I did a pulling play to go kick out the defensive end. And I hit him, and we just fucking met. Helmet to helmet.
It was a helmet to helmet hit.
It was helmet to helmet, yeah. And we were even.
And you were what position?
Center.
You were center. Okay.
Yeah.
And you helmet to helmet against
this defensive end.
Okay.
And he was on my team. It was during practice.
Oh, this was during practice. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. And fucking everything just went white. I stayed up. I didn't black out or anything.
That's the thing about concussions. I've had one once, and it's you don't even you think that you're good, right? But you're not.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't notice. I didn't realize I was not okay until that weekend. Yeah, because a concussion basically it rattles your brain. Yeah, it's your brain hitting your skull. Right. And so you may think that you're fine, but in reality, you're really not. Right. And I've only had one concussion. And it was actually this was my only concussion. Yeah, mine was obviously not as. I wasn't bad. Mine was a year ago, right? Okay. When I kind of met. Okay. Not going to get into details on that one, but yeah. Yeah, it's a crazy thing, these concussions. So I can only imagine how yours was. Mine was minor. Yours definitely was major. Yeah. I guess what changed first, physically, mentally, or emotionally? I guess when it all kind of came. When you collectively were able to understand. I gotta say the physical first, because I started to realize that I couldn't handle sounds and lights.
like light was like it would hurt your eyes.
Yeah, it would hurt my eyes. It hurt everything.
Sound would just
everything would hurt my head.
Would just be like too much. Like you just needed sound because I can relate to that.
Yeah,
like there's days I'm here and they got the fucking guys blowing the fucking doing the yard work and shit, and like that's just too much noise for me. Like it drives me not all the time, but there are days I have those days, right? So I get that. So I can only imagine how amplified it was for you. I get. So did anyone around you, like coaches, teammates, or doctors, like clock that something was wrong, or what did they? I guess miss?
So I wasn't a scholarship player. I had a preferred walk-on, which means that they recruited me, but they didn't give me scholarship money because they wanted to redshirt me. Because of that, they didn't pay attention to me.
Okay.
At all. The only people who noticed anything were my teammates, like my roommate or other guys I would hang out with, but they didn't really care.
They didn't care. They just didn't like understand like how bad it was because how
I still talk to my old roommate. He was like, "Yeah, you're lucky you were doing that around black people," because he was black, and he was like, "Because black people don't care about the crazy stuff that goes on." Like he was like, if you're around a bunch of your kind of people, like white people, and been like, you would have been around all sorts of different this or that being tested on. I'm like, I kind of needed that though.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I guess what I'm saying, the one thing I will say is like, not that wasn't a racist comment. I mean,
that was a truthful comment.
Yeah, it was because the way society is with African American, black people, whatever, and then you have your white people. It's all divided and different in the way that they look at things or treat things. I guess I don't fucking know, but that's the way I look at society these days. We are all very extremely divided.
Yeah,
especially in this country.
And there's no real need to be divided, in my opinion.
Well, Trumpy Dummy doesn't make that any easier for anybody else.
I don't think anybody in politics is making it any easier.
They never do.
No, because they don't want to.
I don't know what they. I don't know what they want. I don't.
Money.
Well, yes, money. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. And I guess at what point did the drugs? The drug you started interacting with the concussion, was that a decision, or did it just kind of like happen?
I was definitely smoking more weed, but I didn't get into other drugs until I was medicated.
What were you medicated with?
Haldol. Antipsychotic.
Similar to
like Abilify, Seroquel, Risperdal. Yeah,
I've taken Seroquel for years, like long time. I took
a bunch of different medication.
All I did was put my ass to sleep.
Yeah,
like literally.
No,
like for days.
I took Seroquel, believe it or not, recreationally in jail.
Yeah, I just didn't like it.
It was definitely used to help me sleep.
Yeah, I learned that real quick. Seroquel, an antipsychotic drug, is not something that it's not really.
But the Haldol, it made me feel like there were worms in my brain. I was like gnawing at my tongue. Jeez. All this other stuff. Yeah, I didn't know that it was coming from the medication because my doctor didn't tell me about this shit.
I mean, how's that even beneficial?
It's not. That's what I'm saying. Like all they do
in these hospitals to keep you in control.
All they do in these hospitals is throw meds at you,
so they can keep you
and expect you to get better on your own,
or not stable, but to keep you in somewhat of a state of control.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
In my opinion, completely.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. All right. So moving on. What's the first moment, right, that you can point to and say, that's when I wasn't in reality anymore? You can remember.
I was gonna say, as far as I can remember, I really can't. But I do know I got in like fights with one of my teammates. He was living with me at the time. Like he was sleeping on my couch, type of deal. And I got in a fight with him. I was showing up late to practice. Stopped going to my classes. All this other shit, and I just couldn't fucking keep going on. So my parents came to me and they took my truck away. And
the same one you have now?
No.
Oh, okay.
And then the next day I called them. I'm like, yeah, come pick me up. I'm ready to go to the hospital or whatever. Just because it was easier than fucking fighting my parents and basically being homeless. You know, I had an apartment. My dad was going to stop paying for it.
Yeah,
I couldn't afford it myself. So,
well, at least you were able to come to that realization.
Yeah, and I'm kind of glad I did, even though it didn't help me at all until 4 years later.
Oh man, wild stuff, guys. Got to read this fucking book. Okay, what did the world actually look like, or feel like, I guess, to you at the worst of it? Like, try to put us inside of this situation.
It wasn't really anything on the outside. It was everything on the inside. So, just imagine, like, it was very similar to heartbreak, if that makes any sense. Like, where you just have that emptiness inside you. You feel broken. Like,
almost like depression.
I mean, yeah, but it was like 100 times worse.
Yeah, I say that because I've always been a guy who's just like, my sister dealt with fucking anxiety and depression, and I just didn't understand that, right? Until certain things happened in my life, and I bottled them up, and I thought I knew what depression was, and then all of a sudden, years later, it hits like a rock, to a crippling extent, to where I wouldn't even pick up a goddamn phone call or call it. I mean, you know what I mean?
It got to a point where, you know, I just couldn't fucking do anything except feel physically. And then it's like, all I wanted to do was feel something, so I would either hurt myself or whatever. It was usually cutting or burning with cigarettes.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I'm covered in scars, head to toe. I got scars all over my arms and legs.
I mean, I did that when I was in high school. We would do the whole cigarette burn thing, but you know what I mean? But
yeah. I mean, like, I'm covered in fucking scars and
self-inflicting scars.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm covered in scars too.
99
surfing and falling on reefs.
99% of my scars have come from me either doing it intentionally or not.
I mean, I got plenty of those too. But that's wild. And I guess you might not know the answer to this question, but why?
I want to say it's because I trusted the voices in my head.
Or was it a sense of like you just needed to feel something?
A little bit of both, because these voices, they would convince me and be like, hey, look, either you need to hurt yourself or this is going to happen. You know what I mean? Seven wasn't around for this.
So what other? Oh, so there was other voices.
I hear other voices. It's just Seven is the one that stands out as being.
Do the other voices have names?
I mean, I've talked to other beings. If that's what.
Is it almost like is Seven the devil and the angel on your shoulder, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know how you have that.
I would say definitely more the angel on my shoulder.
The Seven's the angel, and then
I had this other voice that was calling itself my mother.
Devil.
And this mother voice was the one that was convincing me to hurt myself or, you know, just whatever.
Interesting.
Now, I've heard other voices as well. You know, I've spoken to, this may sound weird, but Baphomet, the face of the Church of Satan, he came and talked to me one time.
El Diablo?
Well, he's not the actual devil. He's just... Anyway... I've talked to different deities like Hercules even, which sounds weird. I know. It's fucking weird to me even.
Well, I mean, look, none of this is normal, right?
No, I'm not.
That's the whole reason why we're talking about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't mention all that in my book because it did happen later on, like after I started publishing and everything.
Which, by the way, this was officially published... What, like a month or two ago?
This was like 2 months ago.
Been 2 months now? Okay. Because I remember when you were in the mix of getting it all done, and now it's actually a real thing.
Which it's actually extremely
impressive, because to put a book together. I mean, I could write a book about my entire life, right?
Yeah.
It could be a movie, honestly, but I've never had the will or like the
effort
to just
to
do it. Like,
yeah.
well, because for two reasons. Well, one, it's because that's a lot of work.
It is.
Two, it definitely brings back some crazy ass shit memories that I
want to leave behind.
I don't want to leave behind. I mean, it shaped me into who I am today.
Yeah.
But I also don't like to sometimes relive those memories, like, because they were very, very tough things to deal with. But I can't just say that. I can't just block them out of my head. They're always there.
Yeah, but this writing it was really like a release to me.
No, I'm sure it was, and I have always wanted to write or make a book or a movie off of the things that I've seen.
Yeah.
And things that I've dealt with, because, and again, I give you props for doing it, because I haven't done it, and I know I could, and it would be I feel like it'd be a hit, because I've seen shit that most white people that grew up in a fucking middle-aged or middle-class white, whatever neighborhood, like, that just never, it's not typical to deal with. I'm not sitting here saying that don't feel sorry for me, please. I'm saying that, like, I'm just saying, I've always wanted to do what you did, and I just haven't done it. But anyways, it's a cool cover. I love the graphic.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like me burning down my past.
And then, you know what's crazy though? It reminds me of the movie Seven. Just looking at the book itself, which was a movie that was made in 1995. If you don't know, if you've never seen Seven, it was ahead of its time. Brad Pitt, fucking, what's the fucking pedophile's name? Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
And fucking, well, yeah, well, whatever. Yeah. Anyways, great movie. Reminds me of that. And props to you for putting it on paper, getting it done, and getting it out there.
Appreciate it.
That's not an easy thing to do, and I'm in content creation and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like digitally, I guess. So that's a hard thing to do. Okay, so hold on. Was there a specific delusion or belief that felt more real than anything you'd ever known when all this was happening? Yes, and I'm going to piggyback off that question. Did you know something was wrong while it was happening, or did the awareness come later?
A lot of the delusions did feel more real than life, and then as for did I know it was wrong while it was happening? Not usually.
Okay. Because that's like a hard thing for anybody to digest, because it's like, because the mental is a very complex thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's another reason why I wrote the philosophical parts of this book, is to kind of show the separation of mind and body. Show that there is something more to you than just the physical aspect of you.
Okay, with that being said, what finally broke the psychosis? Like a moment, a person, treatment?
It's got to be that voice 7 that told me which voice, basically helped me find myself again.
Okay.
So, and which voice was mine.
And you still talk to 7?
Yeah.
How often? Has it been more or less since all of this happened?
Definitely more than all this started happening. Because while it was happening, it was like almost zero. Like he was just gone.
I wonder if that was just like a rewire after the hit.
I mean, it could be. I don't know. I see the brain as more as hardware rather than software.
Okay. Yeah. I understand that. What do you remember about how people, family, friends who loved you, like how they reacted to all this?
A lot of them don't talk to me anymore.
To this day?
To this day. Even though they know I'm better.
Because of that?
Yeah.
Stuff?
Yeah.
They just, and I can relate to this. People love to anchor to the past.
And themselves.
But they love to anchor shit to the past. Like,
yeah,
Chuck he did this, and nothing will ever change, no matter what. No matter what whatever I do everything I can to be the best version of myself. Like I still have people that will always look at me and say,
"You were like this before."
Yeah, and it's always the same.
Yeah,
right. They're anchored to the past, and they can't. That's called two-dimensional thinking, by the way. Again, people, I've said this before. That is straight line thinking, linear. You can't break out of that and think in a more, I guess, three-dimensional or four-dimensional manner where you question everything and actually, keep an open mind. Well, good luck with your fucking life. I'm sorry, but
honestly, because
if
your beliefs are so fragile that you can't bother questioning it, why bother believing anything?
I couldn't have said it better myself, and I have to deal with this shit to this day.
Yeah, we all do.
All right, so everything we've already discussed. You said you've heard voices during this, and I guess how much of that made it onto the page, the book.
I mean, a lot of the things that voices have told me, I put into the book, and I've also put some of the things that, like some actual experiences saying, like, hey, this is what the voice did for me, or whatever.
And when you say the voice, you must have it, or the others.
A little bit of both.
Okay. Again, I haven't read it yet, so.
I would say probably about half the book is coming from my voice or voices. The other half is just me. Maybe a little bit gray area in between.
Okay. So the way I'm digesting that is it's kind of like a combination of things.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's mostly from a percentage standpoint. If you cut into like a pie chart, right, you're in more control than the others.
I mean, I'm in more control.
If that makes sense.
I'm definitely more in control of myself physically, but as for what I put on to the page, that's a different story.
So when you were writing,
I still make all the choices. They'd kind of just like tell me.
So okay, here's a question actually that I just popped into my head out of nowhere. When you're writing the book, was Seven there present helping you write the book?
Yeah.
Okay. He was.
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't think I've ever asked you that.
I don't believe so.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's kind of opened up a Pandora's box of other questions.
Feel free to ask.
Well, I got to think about it, but anyways, I just got okay. So did writing all this down actually help you, I guess, recover, heal, or did it come after you already, had come out?
I credit this book to my recovery, probably almost 80% of it.
80%.
Yeah, okay. So this is most of my recovery on paper.
So this is very helpful for you.
Yes.
From a reflection standpoint.
Yeah, because I burned all my notes, but
why?
Kind of give them to the universe type of deal.
Almost like a ceremonial.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I can respect that.
But I got rid of probably 2/3.
Did you take photos of the notes before you burned them?
No.
Okay, that's something that my ass would have done, just because I'm weird like that. But I love the fact that you did that. That actually is like, it's kind of got like symbolism to it.
Absolutely. And I burned probably 2/3 of notes that I never used because it was just so delusional and just seemed wrong.
You didn't have the urge to just always want to hold on to this and just look back at it, I guess?
No, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I guess it's crazy. Your story's so crazy. And I mean, I got a crazy story too. I guess I can understand. I have a lot. I have all. I go back and look at all the fucking bullshit paper.
No, that's the thing. I don't want to live.
I guess I could go burn it. Why not, right? But
I just don't want to live the same day over and over again.
No, I hear you. Like Groundhog's Day.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like I don't want to. I don't want to fucking do the same shit over and over again. I want to make new experiences.
Stay in the present.
Yeah, exactly.
Just have goals, but don't be too far in the future, right? Because you can't live in the past. That's
right.
Dead. can't change that, right? So just be as present as possible without getting too far ahead of yourself. That's kind of like a philosophy that I kind of live by.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed. Okay. Well, that's interesting. And just took a little turn here. Not totally, but anyways, I was like, so okay, well, why a book instead of like a podcast? Well, I guess that's we're doing that right now. But yourself, I know that you wanted to start a podcast at one point. Like you were very adamant about it, and then I think you put the brakes on that.
Yeah, it's on the back burner right now.
And I can understand why, because this was my platform forever, right? Yeah. Audio, right? I had, I don't know, Tiz Talk was on fire at one point, man. But now everybody's got a podcast.
Exactly.
Video, I mean, so, and all my audio followers, they're still there because, I mean, shit, I mean, you got to be a real fucking podcast nerd if you want to sit and watch a whole podcast when you can just listen to it, right?
Yeah.
But I remember when we made the switch over or the ad to YouTube, and there is a demand for it. But anyways, I guess I asked that question. Why a book instead of podcast, or doing your own video, or taking a break on.
Well, part of the reason was,
or just talking to people one on one, I guess, in general.
Part of the reason was I was in jail, couldn't have access to those things.
Okay, like let's say after you got out.
Yeah. Well, first off, I started writing because it's slightly off topic answer, but
tangents are the best part of podcasts.
Yeah. But I had a voice 7. He told me that I would write a book one day when I was a kid.
So that long ago.
Yeah, when I was a very young child, 7 told me.
When did 7 come into your life? Do you remember?
He's been in my life my whole life.
Like from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Like it didn't just. Okay, so like from your earliest memories, like he was in there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so he told me to write a book.
Did you talk about this back in the day? Like, or did you just think that was like normal?
Neither. I knew it wasn't normal, but I didn't talk about it.
When did you? When was the first time you mentioned 7 to anybody else besides you?
When I was insane.
Oh, all the way up until all this happened?
Yeah.
You never,
I never told anybody about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would tell people little details, things I was going through.
Yeah, but like,
I didn't
I'm talking
directly
about
mention 7 to anybody.
Huh. That's crazy. I mean, that's not crazy. I was out of curiosity. I just wanted to know that.
Yeah.
As a young kid, that I feel like that's hard to do.
It was hard to hide.
You know,
but at the same time,
I guess
because it's like you're a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kids do stupid and weird shit all the time.
It's yeah.
Why bother questioning?
Yeah, I know, but you don't think like that when you're a child. The way you're thinking right now.
No, but I did.
You did.
I mean, I still thought like a child, but I still thought in this way too.
I mean,
like I still had the fear of a child.
Like if I had the thought process,
like I still wanted the same things, but I still had the same process.
So if I had the thought process that I did today as a child, I would thinking about that, right?
Yeah.
I'd be like, I don't know. Like,
why do you think I was depressed all the time?
Well, no, I'm saying I feel like I'd be like it's almost like coming from the future.
Yeah.
You know, like you see what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
Well, you're things to where were things that didn't exist back then, but the thought process, the 3-dimensional thinking aspect as a child.
Yeah.
And I grasped that at a young age.
Dude,
I don't know where I would be today. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I just think that's crazy because as a child, I definitely did not have.
No, I definitely think that's part of the reason why I went insane is the fact that I had it and then held on to it to myself for so long.
Bottled up, yeah.
You know?
That usually doesn't end well.
No.
I learned the hard way myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you talked about this as burning your past, right? Fresh start. What does that mean practically, I guess? And did finishing the book actually feel like that was sort of like
I would say
that chapter in a sense?
Publishing the book.
No pun intended.
Getting it actually out into the world where anybody can see it. I think that
execution.
Yeah.
You know, and there's goals, right? But then there's executing.
I think that is whenever it started to actually feel like I did.
Okay. I mean, execution. I mean, that is one of the greatest. Even if you fail,
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't, or sorry, fail. That's a strong word. Even if it doesn't go the way that you hope it did.
Well,
right?
that's the thing. You're never gonna. You may get what you want, but you got to realize that you're not gonna get it the way you want it.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna get the way you want, and you're not gonna get the results you want.
And that is basically just life, people.
Yeah.
Nothing ever goes to actual plan.
Never.
I mean, maybe when Trump got Nicolas Maduro out of fucking Venezuela in about fucking 30-minute raid with no casualties, that was pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean, shit like that. I'm just saying, like that went exactly to plan.
Yeah.
Which I don't bring that up. Another strong feeling about this shit. Okay, I'm just bringing up a point. That was very well planned, and it went to plan, and it didn't, and nobody died.
No, somebody got hurt.
But that we know of, that they tell us, right?
Yeah.
That they tell us. I don't know.
Right.
But either way, that I bring that up as okay. That I guess went to plan. Not going to go any deeper in that. You can go watch any of my other YouTube videos about that kind of shit. But I say that because other than shit like that, though, and you're talking about the government, and you're talking about some of the strongest military, like with data, like nothing's going to go to plan. Understand that, people. It doesn't. You have to fucking understand that and kind of work around it and adjust and learn from it. Take it as a learning lesson. You know, next time you realize it didn't work out the way it did, why didn't it? And then figure it out, and then you learn from that shit. That's what the past is. It's a lesson. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Sorry for the tangent. I had to just kind of get that off my chest. Any more thoughts on that? I mean, just what we were going over. Okay. So in the process of writing this, right, you took notes on everything, right? Real and delusional. At the time, I guess, right? What was that? I mean, you've kind of already sort of explained this, but like, what was that like? Like writing things down you knew that might not have been real, or you literally didn't know. Like,
I literally
was that
did
real
not
or was
know.
that not? You know?
I literally didn't know, and then when I realized that it was wrong, if I was in the middle of writing it, I would scratch it out immediately.
How would you come to realize that it was not real?
Because it wouldn't make any sense.
Okay.
Like logically.
Okay. But that's a wild thing to be writing things down.
Yeah.
And like you're literally like that you legitimately like you have no idea. Like you probably not even thinking, is this real or is this not? You're just writing it down.
No, I was wondering what was real. I was meditating on it, and then I would write.
Interesting. That's just from a mental standpoint, understanding how brains work like that is a very interesting thing, because that really does kind of blur the lines between what is real, what is not real, is this real right now?
Right.
What we're doing at this moment, like you know what I mean? I'm going a little off topic for a second, but it makes me think like that.
Right.
Sort of write that down is wild, right? Yeah. But it helped.
It did.
That's cool. This is a cool story. I mean, so how did you go from a pile of raw notes to something so organized enough to be a book? I mean, like it's on Amazon.
First,
first
I took all my notes, and then they were like, separated, note for note, right?
And these are all handwritten.
All handwritten.
And you had these just organized.
And I had to organize it by hand. So I went and I put which section I wanted to put it in. I highlighted them, color coordinated and shit.
Just the whole fucking shebang.
Every single note, real or not, I did.
How many do you think that you actually did?
Like a quarter to a third of what.
Like
this is a quarter to a third.
Like I'm saying, like
I had notes. I had notes. Number of notes?
Yeah, like
thousands.
Probably
easily. I wouldn't say hundreds of thousands.
Or thousands.
It was a lot.
That's crazy.
It was a lot. Definitely over 10,000 notes.
I guess 100,000 is a lot. I was just thinking.
So, like, my finished product is like a fourth of all my notes. This is like 200 something pages.
It's a fourth?
That's like a quarter, yeah.
Yeah. I know. Well, a quarter, but yeah, but it's 20%.
Like, if I wrote the entire book, I think that would have been around 800 pages if I wrote every single one.
But in the book, again, I haven't read it, and I'm going to. But you're saying, okay, so 20% of your notes are reflected in the book. Were there the other 80% on any of that was something, not saying like, obviously you chose what you put in there for a reason.
Yeah.
Were there things that you could have added that were factual, like true, that you just chose not to, and you don't have to elaborate on details or anything like that?
Yes, because it could have gotten me into trouble.
Okay.
So I took some stuff out, some details.
I remember you did have issues with your publisher.
A little. It wasn't
not to get deep into that.
They were more upset with me and the way I wanted it written rather than
the way they wanted it.
Because I do write it differently. Like, I don't capitalize the first letter of a sentence. I'll capitalize things for, like, personification and flow instead.
Really?
Yeah.
In the book?
In the book, yeah. Read it. So,
oh, shit.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
The paragraph starts off lowercase. It's backwards, but anyways, that's fucking wild. Okay. Yeah. I can see why a publisher wouldn't like that.
Yeah, they didn't like that at all. My editors were not happy with me.
So that is actually very interesting. I'm actually curious because that's more than interesting. That is symbolism. That is a statement. That is
the whole point.
Right. And what is that statement? What is the symbolism behind
the symbolism and the statement behind it is that nothing is just physical.
Okay.
The physical, and I talk about this in my book, the physical is the landslide. It's the reaction. Everything physically happens last.
Okay.
Everything happens in your mind first. Not your head, your mind. The brain is just something to access the mind. The mind is something, in my eyes, that we all share.
What do you mean by that?
So, getting into my religious beliefs, I believe that God is a hive mind. If you get into scripture, it talks about becoming unified, becoming one with this deity, and how there's 3 different parts of him that are very misunderstood: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Why is it? I'm going to just ask this one time. I know you already know what I'm going to ask. Why is God a him? Why is there gender involved?
Why is there gender involved? Because,
at least in your view.
In my view?
Yes.
Well,
I asked that because, we've talked about this.
We have.
And I just want to ask that one question, one more time, so that I don't have to watch the whole other episode.
Because, in my opinion, because males are more dominant.
Right, but if it's an almighty
one way or another,
right? Like it's like it created this everything that we know, right?
Right.
How does something like that have a human developed like gender? It's a human thing.
It's not a human thing.
Huh?
It's not a human thing.
What do you mean?
Even plants have male and female.
Okay, you're right. Okay, you're right about that. You are. Okay, fine. An earthling thing.
An earthly thing? Why does it specifically have to be earthly?
Well, we don't, because we don't know the answer to that.
So how do you expect me to give you one?
Well, I guess from a belief system, like think about how I'm asking this question. If it's like this almighty thing that created this universe and all this crazy shit, from microscopic things to fucking plant, whatever.
Well, here's the thing.
Why is there a gender involved with that?
So going back,
because I just feel like that is like
this is a longer explanation than you're gonna like.
Well, I mean, why do you say that?
Because I know you're gonna want to say something else in between.
I won't say anything. I'll keep my mouth shut. I give you my word. I like to interrupt sometimes. I get excited, but I'll zip it.
So again, I believe that the world is basically a giant mind, and so all of us are basically him, or it, or her, or whatever you want to say. I call my God a man because, 1, I am one, and I know that I experience life. 2, 7 is male, and 7 is definitely more powerful than myself. It's not that I don't it's not that I can't see a deity as being female or something else. It's just when you look at reality, the males are always more dominant. And I don't see a god as being anything submissive. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I get that. I do. You know how I've always said that it's like, hey, if I didn't see it, how do I know that it actually happened?
Right. But again, you're seeing.
Well, no,
you're looking in reverse.
Well, no, I wasn't. I was gonna bounce off that.
Okay.
Meaning, like I still, in a way, do think like that. Like I'm like, oh yeah, we went to the moon, right? They got all this. How the fuck do I actually know that happened? Like because they told us on TV.
Right.
Like, okay, that's just me questioning everything, right? But yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say is, as far and I know this is tangent as fuck, but I got.
Oh, but at the same time, we're talking about content that's in.
Yeah. Okay. So then, okay. I got to understand because you're not the only one. I mean, it's actually a majority of this fucking planet who actually believe in God or whatever do consider it a male.
Right.
And I always question this because I'm just like, how is that possible? Because if it created all of this, everything, right? Beyond Earth, beyond everything, dark matter, shit we don't even fucking understand, right?
Right.
You know, why is there a star? And then we're just in the Goldilocks and like, shit like that. Like, how could something so powerful be on a human level? It created.
Oh, are you saying so?
Meaning, if it's above a human level, how does it have a gender?
I think it's above and below.
Is that the devil and you're talking about on one side and then the other?
Talking about morality.
Well, I mean, I was asking that as just a question. What do you mean above and below?
I believe that all of creation is a part of God's, right? Good, bad, above, below, left, right, forward, backwards.
Whatever happens. But
yeah,
for a reason.
I believe it's all for a reason, for one. What that reason is, I believe, is basically God's artistic expression of what God feels.
And I hear what you're saying. I guess to the point, and maybe there is no answer to this. Again.
I mean, if there is a God, there is an answer.
Well, I understand that. I guess my question is why does most of this planet, who does believe in God, consider it this male formatted thing when it's so above humanity? It created earthlings and humans.
Yeah.
So how does it have a gender?
I mean, like this. Why not?
Well, because the way I visualize it, it's something that obviously we don't fully understand. We can't. It's impossible to understand like where all this came from. You can have your beliefs, but to really dive deep and understand. And to me, it's like, how could that be like this like male figure like kind of in the sky, like this God that that's doing it when it's, in my opinion, studying astronomy and everything that I believe in, it's more of like. It is. Does it have a mind of its own? Like, does it actually, or is it just this power that just does things? Like, you know what I mean?
That's the thing. I don't think it has a mind of its own. I don't
think we can ever answer that question. That's the thing.
I see. No, we probably can't. Not that one. Whether God has a dick or not.
Well, that was the main. Well, that was the main point. Is what I'm saying.
Comes down to.
Does he have a dick or not?
That's basically all this comes down to. But
that was a good one. That was good.
As for I think the better question is there a God rather than is God a male?
I agree with that statement. I just asked the fucking question because to me, I've never understood it. I've never understood that. Even as a child, I never understood that.
Right.
It's like what with Santa Claus? Why is he black or white? Like, because I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's shit like that. I questioned all this shit like as
No,
a kid.
yeah,
That's why I got in, I think, a lot of trouble that I got.
I get the questioning, but I feel like instead what you can do is make the assumption and see make the assumption, okay, so God is a man, so if God is a man, then this must be true. If God is not a man, this must be true.
But if God's not a man,
So
does that mean do you automatically assume it is female? See, some people may see it that
way. I agree with that. And I feel like you should still ask that question. Is God a female?
I do.
Is God something else? And then
yeah.
from those assumptions, you have to go, okay, if that's true, then these other things would have to be true as well.
Okay, I understand how that works.
And so it's just a
philosophical standpoint.
It's a philosophical guess and check.
Yeah,
basically.
I guess it really is. It's like whatever you want to believe it, because there is no real way to say. I'm just saying, like, I mean, you believe in something, truly believe in it. What's stopping you from not continuing to believe in that?
Getting it proved wrong.
But what if you can't get it proved wrong? Like the questions that I'm asking, you can't prove them.
I've proven your questions wrong.
Not one I just asked.
Not that one.
Oh yeah, there's been definitely questions. I'm talking about what I just asked them. You can't tell me.
No, I can't.
Right, and that's what I mean.
But that's why you can do the guess and check part.
Well, that's also why there's God knows how many religions out there, and everybody. They're all different.
Are telling the same story.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, they are. It's just
very similar.
Yeah, and I'll end it at this. There is a separation between being spiritual, believing in God, and being religious. Religion is a man-made thing, in my opinion, because there's so many of them. They're all written their own stories, and I've already gone deep on this. And we don't have to do that, but I'll leave it at that. They're different. They are separated in my eyes. One is man-made, and one is something that it's just you can't fully. It's just
that's why I feel like whenever you do get into religion, you have to observe yourself in order to see if it's true or not.
But I can observe. I'm not a religious person at all. I can observe.
I agree. I'm saying if you are going to be religious, you can't just buy that.
Yeah, it's like politics. It's like, hey, I'm just going to do I'm all Republican. Yeah. I don't look at it.
You shouldn't do that either.
Right, but is that the concept you were kind of about to say? Like,
you can't just buy the book and expect to get into heaven.
Yeah,
you can't just buy any book, whether it's the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, books of mythology, my book,
Buddhism,
whatever. You can't just buy the book and expect to be saved by that book.
And you're thinking of like all those Bibles. Do you have to buy them? Don't they just give them out
in places? But you can also buy them.
I think the Jews, Torah. I don't think that. How? I don't know. I mean, like, and I can say that because like my father raised me Jewish. I was bar mitzvahed, okay, and I don't believe in religion. I fucking hated that shit.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, but I'm not gonna go deep on that. But yeah, I think they're actually the ones that actually make you pay.
You can buy even the Bible.
I know you can buy a Bible. Trump tried to sell his Bible.
Really?
Did you not remember seeing that on TV when he was running for fucking president this last time? No. Okay, so now all that being said, let's talk about the music quotes in the book. All right, because every chapter does open with some sort of music quote. Like,
yes.
Why include that?
So I kind of got inspired from another book I read that I do quote in this book as well. It's called Evolution 2.0.
Okay.
I forgot who it was by, who wrote it, but it was a really good book that I enjoyed.
I can fact check it while you're talking about it.
All right. But basically, I put the music quotes in there kind of just to set the vibe of the chapter, I guess you could say.
What's the name of it?
Evolution 2.0.
Okay.
So yeah, kind of just to set the vibe of the chapter. And I'm really hoping people actually look up the song.
Perry Marshall.
Yeah, it's by Perry Marshall.
Perry Marshall. Very good.
And yeah, I just thought it was a good little addition to the book.
I think it's cool. So it goes with the whole like lowercase.
It goes with each chapter, yeah.
Well, no, but like the symbolism behind it.
Oh yeah.
With this lowercase stuff, there's a lot of things and details like that like I like that that I think is interesting.
Yeah.
Because it is like the type of symbolism or statement or whatever you want to call it. It's got a meaning behind it. Absolutely. In my opinion.
So, yeah, I mean, it's not all like the same genre of music. Some of it's rock, some of it's like country, things like that. Like I have a very broad sense of or taste of music.
Like what do you mean?
Taste like I'll listen to anything from EDM to country, even heavy metal, screamo.
Oh yeah, I mean, as a musician, I basically listen to everything and respect every music. There are some genres that I don't understand or not necessarily disrespect. The one thing that I've just never been able to get down with is like this country music shit. Like like some of it I can't. Like some of it, like especially some of the older stuff. Like or even some of the newer, but for the most part, like my whole family, that's all they fucking listen to, right? Country music. That's all they listen to. And don't get me wrong, like it's good shit, but to me, it's almost like rap, but different. Like, oh, my wife left me, and I'm stuck with the tractor. It's kind of like the white hood, like I'm broke in the hood. It's good. I'm just saying, like. But there are some great songs. I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm not hating on it. It's just the soft music I prefer. I do mostly, obviously, hip hop stuff. But are you kidding me? Rolling Stones, favorite band, Tom Petty, fucking Rage Against the Machine. Like I fucking grew up on all that shit, bro. Like you name it, right? Like the Doors, like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. Like these are all inspiration for me to do what I do, even with hip hop. Mm-hmm. Anyways, sorry. Tangents.
All good. But yeah, I definitely recommend people listen to each song before they start the chapter.
Oh, for the book.
Yeah.
And it's got the details on what the song is.
Yeah, it has the song name and artist.
And so the purpose of that is what?
You already talked about that.
Well, to an extent.
To set up like the vibe for the chapter and.
So they're that aligned.
Yeah.
You were able to find a song for each of the chapters that aligns with what each chapter is like kind of saying from different artists. Mm-hmm. That's wild. I didn't realize you were saying that. Mm-hmm. No, not at all. Like that's not what I under. I'm sorry.
No, all good.
That's impressive because, again, I have to read the book and do it. Yeah. But how long did that take you to do? Because that's not an easy thing to do at all.
It took the whole process was 5 years.
I guess if you're using AI these days, but this was probably before that.
I used no AI.
Yeah, that's a fucking extremely tedious task. Yeah. I edit video. Oh, how long was I at Ghost for? God damn it. 5
minutes the whole time.
Are you kidding me?
I was trying to let you know, but you wouldn't listen.
Oh, fuck me. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry. Yes, I am. Maybe I'm just a ghost.
I think you are at this point.
Well, why don't you disappear?
Because I'm real, bro.
I'm starting to really believe that I am a ghost. Off topic, and I'll probably have to cut this out. Do you remember the night that, like, the restaurant when, like, car got broken into or whatever, and, like, Gina was, like, flipping her shit, and I'm standing in the office, told me about that. And I'm like, she's like, where's Taylor? Where's Chester? Whatever, and like, I'm standing right there. I'm like, I look over at Monica. I even looked at you. I was like, am I ghost or something? I'm like, Gina, right here. And she still said, where's
she can't handle stress.
I know, but I about walked out of there. I was like, I feel like I'm a ghost. Like, am I actually here? How I was standing right in front of her. Like, I'm right here. And she still said it. Like, where is it? I was just, so again, maybe I am a ghost. See, I'm kind of a ghost. All right, so we're going to get a little philosophical on you for a second. So you call this a seeking reality story, not a recovery story. What's that difference to you? Or I guess what is the difference?
The story itself is not about me getting better or anybody getting better. It's about looking for what's real rather than perception, perspective, trying to lose everything you think you are and figuring out what you actually are.
Okay.
Because, like,
I feel like a lot of people are going to hear that and be like, I don't even understand what that means.
Like, you have to accept not just the good parts of yourself. You have to accept even the bad parts of yourself and society.
Oh, yeah.
But you also have to accept, you really have to accept both, is what I'm
saying. Well, if you want to live in a fucking fantasy land, then you can believe in everything so good.
Well, a lot of people do.
I know that.
That's why I wrote this book.
No, I understand. I know that. And what I'm saying is, once you do accept that, reality is what reality is to an extent, meaning, like, bad things happen to people in this world.
Yeah.
People die every day. Every day. Sometimes there's a fucking natural disaster incident and millions of people get killed, but yet, it's not, oh, it's a sad story, people, blah, blah, blah. But then, you hear about, like, one fucking old retired fucking Marine or whatever gets shot or whatever here in the United States, and the whole fucking world goes crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But yet there's millions of people dying from, like, this. That always blows my mind.
Yeah.
I think the Joker said it best in The Dark Knight. In that movie, he said, how he created, all this chaos in Gotham. And when this is the scene where he's dressed like the nurse and Harvey Dent or whatever, and he, and he was like saying something along the lines that, like, all these people die here, but one little mayor gets shot, like, everybody goes fucking crazy. And then he goes, that's the thing about crazy, it's an agent of chaos. And then he gets the gun and he gives it to Harvey Dent. He goes, introduce a little anarchy in your life. And he, like, clicks it like he's, like, gonna give him the shot to literally shoot the Joker in the face. And he goes, the thing about anarchy is it's an agent of chaos. And I don't know, there's just something that resonated with me with that scene.
Yeah.
To tangent off of what we were talking, hopefully that flowed a little bit of what I was getting at. Because, all right, with all that jibber jabber about the Joker and all that shit, if your brain could convince you of a false reality that, completely, right? But what does that say about what any of us call real?
Well, that's what confused my dad a lot, is that he couldn't separate my experience from his. And that he could understand what I was going through, like, when I was able to explain it. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, he couldn't say that my reality was that different than his when I was, not in my right state of mind. So to me, it tells me that, like, you have to be careful what you do to your head, not just, like, how do I rephrase that? You got to be careful what you do to yourself, really. Like, you have to be careful what you put into your body. You have to be careful what you fucking...
Are you one of those people like me, where you're like your own worst enemy? There's nobody else who can fuck you up more than yourself?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's me. There's nobody on this planet that can fucking do more harm to me than I've already done or can do to myself.
Yeah.
Not self-inflicting things, but, like, stupid shit.
Well, I mean, even emotional can be self-inflicting.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I say we're on the same page with that. Yeah.
So
there's a song about that, by the way.
I believe it.
It's actually a good song.
Yeah.
Anyways, I forgot the name of it. Anyway. All right. Well, then, has this changed, I guess, how much you trust your own perception, I guess, these days? or day to day, I guess. I don't know.
It definitely has. Like, I don't trust myself nearly as much as I used to.
Why?
Because
since I've known you, you've seemed like a very trustworthy person.
Yeah, but that was
your shit.
It's because I'm getting better at it.
Okay.
But I don't trust what goes on in my head more than what I used to.
I don't either.
You know, but at the same time, I want to. You know, I want to be able to. Is what I'm saying.
I hear you. I'm not laughing.
You know,
the way you said it was funny. I hear you on that. The mental is a crazy thing.
So for that, I have to adapt and change, and that can be a little difficult at times. But
adapting and changing is, I think, by human nature, one of the hardest things for humans to do sometimes. For most.
It can be.
For a majority, I would say.
Yeah.
Some people can do it.
But at the end of the day, if you're going to, you have to want to.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, or whatever.
That's what makes it difficult.
Or you're forced to.
No, not even.
I'm just saying.
Because you can say, fuck it, I'm going to stay this way and go to jail, or stay this way and fucking until I die.
Well, that's right.
You know, it's still a choice. You're never forced to do anything.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You do have a point there. I will agree with that.
Yeah, and even if you're doing it for somebody else, you're still doing it for yourself.
I kind of live by this new rule. It's not a new rule, but I definitely do live by it.
Yeah.
There's an AA saying, but it's piggybacked off that. These days, I no longer accept the things that I can't change, right? I don't accept them.
Yeah.
These days, I look at more of a mentality of where I change the things that I just no longer am willing to accept.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
It does.
Because from what I learned and being a little bit more submissive, and I've been through AA, and this is more than just an AA thing, but they say, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, right? And I lived by that for a while.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, my mind shift happened. That three-dimensional thinking came aboard. And I started to say what I just said.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, that was a very life-changing mental. It's why I basically know you. It's why I am there. I don't need to be, but I choose to be.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So I just had to get that out there. Sorry. Let's see. Is there a version of you that thinks the psychotic break, I guess, revealed something true, not just broke something within you?
It definitely revealed truth to me in the process of getting better. You know, it's like, how do I describe it? It's like,
it might not be describable.
No, it is. It's like walking backwards through a maze and then going back through it the other way forward.
That is a hell of a way to put something, my friend. I don't think I've ever heard that
one before. Because it's different. Like, navigating the mind, you have to do it both backwards and forwards.
Yeah, I've never heard that. I've never heard that, because that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But that also, I've never heard it like described that way. Which is actually very accurate, if you ask me.
I think it is. But, yeah.
No, I agree. I agree with that. I'm so glad you just said that. Like, I'll never forget that. Okay, if everyone around you had gone along with reality you were seeing, right? Genuinely, not just placingly, like whatever,
placating.
What is this?
I think it's placating.
If everyone around you had gone along with the reality you were seeing, genuinely, not just placating you, would it have still been wrong, right? would what makes reality real, the world agreeing, or something else? If that makes any sense.
It kind of.
I know that's kind of a loaded question.
It's not. It's asking if the world is purely physical or not at the end of it. So I would say it was a real experience, but what made it delusional was kind of like a reflection of a reflection, if that makes sense.
A reflection of a reflection?
Yeah. Like, whenever you're in those, what are they called? Circus parks or whatever? Like the
Carnival?
state fairs, carnivals.
Oh, yeah.
How they have those rooms full of mirrors.
What do they call those things?
The House of Mirrors.
No, there was another name for it. It wasn't House of Mirrors. It was, it doesn't matter.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, like where there's mirrors everywhere, you gotta find your way.
And you gotta walk through that maze.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, it's all forwards and backwards, left and right, but at the same time, you have all these mirrored walls around.
It's almost like dimensions.
No, that's what I'm getting at here. You kind of create your own reality in that everything is a mirror of you. So whatever you give off is going to be reflected a million different times. It's going to be seen by other people a different way every time.
That is 100% factual, in my opinion.
So in that, it's just really difficult to say even today what's real.
Well, I questioned, like I just was saying earlier.
Well, I'm saying, like, I don't think I was wrong when I was broken.
Well, yeah, but yeah, of course.
It was just incomplete.
Well, you were broken.
I get
Meaning,
that.
like, you weren't. How
would I describe that?
No, I can describe it. That's like saying, hey, this machine does a certain thing. Like, it's functional, but it's broken.
Well, I'm going to continue with the House of Mirrors, actually.
Okay.
If you walk through this House of Mirrors and one of those mirrors is broken, now imagine what you see on the other mirrors. You see a bunch of broken shit, when in reality only one mirror is broken.
Yes. I am following you, yes.
You know what I mean? Now imagine if a whole hallway was broken.
Yeah, it becomes almost like this, like a shattered space state.
Yeah.
I guess if that makes
That's
sense.
Exactly what it was like.
Like a shattered space state.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I don't even really know what that is, but that's the best thing I can think of to say.
No, and it makes sense.
Because that's what it seems like, right? I guess. Okay, then, all right. The book itself. It's ghosting.
You want me to hold it?
The book, yes. You need to definitely check this book out. I haven't read it yet, but this should tell you enough about it. And again, I'll put the link and everything. But just look at that cover. Saying something. All right. Why write it as philosophy and an autobiography instead of just straight memoir?
Well, I definitely wanted it to be philosophical. I wanted deep thinkers to be a part of this, I guess, conversation that I'm having with myself and Seven.
And Chuck.
And a few other people as well. But I really need deep thinkers in my life. I need, spiritual people. And I need people that are willing to talk about their personal experiences as well. Because...
Do you see that in me?
That's why I'm here.
All right. I appreciate that.
Because
I that is how I live. Like, that is me. So I appreciate you saying that.
So, I'm really looking to change. I mean, I want to change life, but I at least just want to change mine, if that's...
Well, changing life is
you have
there's
to start
over
with
8
yourself.
billion people. Yeah, like if you have to be at the top of your game. Like you can't be broken anyway to be able to make the change in the world or whatever that you're looking for, right? Unless you are
the change itself.
Well, yeah, but you also have to make sure that you're fixed. You're not broken, right?
Exactly.
So I always say, always take care of numero uno first, not in a selfish manner.
Right, it's not meant to be selfish.
Yeah, because if you're going to be helpful, you have to be at,
the top of your game.
Yeah, like your ecosystem, like your status needs to be like within 190%.
Yeah.
To be able to do what it is that you are trying to set out to achieve, I guess.
Right.
So that was, anyways.
I already answered number 2.
Okay, well, I mean, like anything you left out of the book, or we talked about that, I guess. Too. Yeah. If you had to describe the book in a genre that isn't memoir or philosophy, would it be thriller, horror, comedy, something else? Like, what would it be and why?
Man, I don't even know.
That's a hard question, I know.
Because it's like, if you're not going to describe your book as the way it's described, how are you going to describe it?
But, like, I guess the question is, like, if you had to throw it in a category.
In a category?
Like, outside of autobiography, that kind of stuff. Memoirs.
I don't know. I really don't know if I could.
It makes sense, because...
I mean, there's some parts that are scary, some parts that are funny. But at the end of the day,
I'll give you my opinion where I would probably put it. Be more of like a drama thriller combo.
Okay.
If I had to put it in a category, right? Which would make sense, I think, and I haven't even read it yet.
For part of it, it would.
I mean, it's not a comedy.
No, but I do.
Okay, so there's some comedic parts.
Yeah, there's some comedic parts too.
Okay, well then, a little best of both, or all worlds in that one.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Question answered. You said this is for deep thinkers, right? Spiritual people like me or whatever, and the lost ones, right? How do you picture that person specifically? And I think we've touched on this a little bit. But...
Yeah, I mean, they're never going to look a certain way because it's not about the physical. It's more about how they act towards themselves.
Okay.
Like, are they the type of person to tell themselves the truth, or try to make up a story that makes you feel good? If you're the latter, this ain't your type of book.
There you go. You heard it right there.
Yeah. That's all I'm going to say there.
So why do you hope why do you hope someone, reads this and comes away wanting? Is it there's an answer, or here's an answer, or something else?
Sometimes I'll just straight out put out an answer that I've come to. But a lot of it is basically trying to get a reaction from people and kind of see what they have to say, see who's right, see who's wrong. And at the end of the day, we're both going to come to a better world if we have an open mind.
Respect. I feel that. Okay, then what's the response been since the book's launched? From people who've been through something similar, or what's just this general response? Like, I guess is sale. I mean, you know what I'm talking about that.
Well, from some people that I've gotten, they say they can relate to parts. Other people have had a lot of questions. Come to me with questions about both, what I did and about the philosophy. When I mean what I did, I mean the crime that I committed. But mostly, all of it has been productive, in my opinion.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
So far, at least. Well, the top question here, but has anyone from that time in your life, football, family, friends, I guess, reached out after reading this? Or?
Not really. A lot of my family decided they didn't want to read it for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't like that they don't. But yeah, they just don't want to read it. They told me it was because they don't want to change their perception of me, but I'm like, it's kind of the whole point.
Okay.
Well,
that's their opinion, right?
Exactly.
Or how they feel, whatever. That's their problem, not a your problem.
I completely agree.
So what's the most surprising reaction, I guess, you've gotten so far?
None of it's really been that surprising.
Okay. That's why I said if any. It's still freshly out there. Now, has anyone completely misread the book yet and taken away something you never intended as that?
No, but I am waiting for that.
Okay.
I'm definitely waiting for that to happen.
Okay. If 7-year-old Connor met the version, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, met the version of your mid-break, what would he think was happening?
He would think that something else was in there, like in my head, and was like trying to take control of me, I guess.
I can understand that to an extent. Is there like a smell or like a song or a place that still snaps you back to that period?
Not that I've experienced yet, other than just remembering something out of the blue.
It's like for me, song. I hear a song, it brings me back to like an era.
No,
or you know what I mean. It just
especially because I don't remember much of it.
I guess
so that helps.
Yeah, I got you. What's a completely normal, boring thing you appreciate differently now because of what you actually went through with all this?
Chores. Okay. Chores in general, like doing my laundry.
Keeping a clean,
clean area.
Space. Yeah. I'm a fucking OCD motherfucker, as you can tell. Everything's got its place.
It's all good.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree, but yeah. I guess if the book got turned into a movie, right? Who plays you, right? And does it end where the book ends, or does it? Yeah. And you may not be able to answer this right now.
I don't know who the hell would play me, but as for where it ends, I have no idea that either. It would probably end when I get out of jail, kind of like the end of this book.
Okay. I'll play
you. Yeah? Alright.
I'm trying to think who would be a good person to act as you.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
Don't even bother saying it, because if you put it out there, coworkers are going to see it. They're going to start making fun of me.
Okay, fine. Heard.
I already got Connie.
Okay, so you said you hope someone can show you where you're wrong, right? Or has anyone come close to that yet? Besides me, maybe?
One person showed me a fault that I had. I was glad he showed me.
Is this someone that I may know?
No.
Okay.
But other than that, nothing. So one.
Okay, one. You won't be able to start seeking reality rather than perception, right? What does that actually look like day to day for someone reading this book?
Stop thinking about how other people view you, or stop viewing how other people view you. Basically, stop looking at other people's mirrors.
It's almost going back to the anger to the past.
Stay focused on what you see rather than what other people see.
Perception versus perspective.
Yeah, you got to have your perspective first, and then you can start to.
The perception is what you put off.
Yeah, exactly.
You hope your experience helps people avoid going down some of these certain paths, maybe, right? But which path specifically, though, Would you say
the drugs? Don't get into hard drugs.
Yeah,
don't go to cocaine or past.
Yeah, it ain't worth it. Speak for it. So where are you now mentally compared during like
mentally? I think I'm better than I've ever been. Honestly,
I mean, I've known you for over a year now, and I've definitely noticed nothing but positive change, if anything. You know?
Well, I appreciate that.
Well, just it is what it is. I see what I see, right? Okay, then I guess with that being said, what do you want someone in the middle of a break, like right now, today, to know?
I want them to know who they are. I want them to figure that out. Which voice is yours? How do you act?
And you think the book can help with that?
I think the philosophy can help with that, yes. Because it's supposed to lead you to reality.
Well, that's fucking awesome, man. And then, I mean, I don't realize if anybody who's watching this or whatever actually know how difficult it actually is to get a book published. Okay, this is very impressive to me. Yet I haven't read it yet, but what I'm getting at is this is an accomplishment or a goal that got executed, right?
Yeah.
Whether this thing sells 0 or it sells and makes him a fucking billionaire, the fact that he had a goal and then executed on it is something that I think everybody who's listening to this needs to hear. You can have as many goals in this world as you want. If you don't execute on those goals, then they're just fantasy world stuff. You understand that, okay? Connor, he did it. That's something that you need to resonate with, or let resonate with you. So where, can people get the book?
They can get it at Amazon and Barnes & Noble websites, both ebook and paperback. We don't have a hard copy just yet.
Like a hardback or
yeah, hardcover. But yeah, you can get it on Kindle. I know you can get it off Amazon just to get the actual physical copy.
And Barnes &
Same for Barnes & Noble. As for other ebook platforms, I know my publisher is working on them. But as far as I know, it's only on the Kindle right now. Or the physical copy.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, you heard it there. All of those links will be in the description of the video. Don't worry, they'll be there. And highly recommend, if anything, I mean, just get the Kindle version of it. If you don't like buying books, and just get the book. I don't know.
I actually get more money off the Kindle version too. So go ebook.
Yeah, I mean, just support this man. And this is not an easy thing to do. Shit, I mean, I've been wanting to do it for years, and I didn't do it. He did it. So, Connor, I gotta say I'm proud of you for actually doing it, because I remember when we first. If you want to watch the other episode, watch it. But like, I didn't doubt it. I didn't doubt you by any means, but I was just like, is this actually gonna happen? Like, fucking happen. He did it. And I think that, when I read it, I'm gonna maybe have a mind reframe kind of thing.
You might need one.
Well, I know, we all know that. But yeah, anyways, anybody who's watched this, listened to this, do the YouTube things, like, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever. Audio listeners, share this with everybody. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any single podcast platform. We're on it. Okay, so I'll leave it with what I always leave it. I mean, I do appreciate Connor coming back for the third time to actually get this all done. But yeah, I don't ask why. Shit, long time ago, stopped doing that for reasons. And I already said the other one. I no longer accept the things that I'm willing to no longer accept or whatever. But like, I don't need to repeat that. Yeah, just the last thing I'll just leave with this: just live in the present. Don't get too far ahead of yourself, and don't dwell on your things in the past that you cannot change. Or just learning lessons, and use those lessons to be the best version of yourself in the present with future goals, with staying in bounds of going too far ahead of yourself in the future. And I'll leave it at that. Connor, you got anything you want to say for you?
Sure. Don't die on a small hill when you got mountains behind
you. Don't die on a small hill when you got mountains behind you. There was a Tiz Talk podcast episode called Kings of Nothing.
Yeah.
It's one of the funnier ones. Just reminded me of that. But that was a good one. I like that. Well, anyways, all right, Connor. And good luck with the book. I'm excited to read it myself. And I encourage everybody to support Connor and get a copy of this book in any way, shape, or form. And like I said, link will be in the description. As far as the Bag Brigade goes, you know what the deal is. Just go to the bagbrigade.com, link in the description as well. Want to join the Discord community, hit that button. We'll review your application. You get accepted or you don't. There's no questions asked after that. It's just, that's how it is. It's a free community. We don't charge, but anyways. Other than that, if you stuck around this long, we really appreciate it. Straight up. All right, you dig? So, Chuck Bloomberg out. Connor, fucking looking forward for the progress of this book and see actually how this performs. Right? So, y'all go show them up. All right, we out. Peace.